This is the Four-Man Rush. Hello, Panther fans, and welcome to another podcast of the Four-Man Rush. I'm your host, Timmy V.O., here with Kevin and Will, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Panthers organization and specifically about B of A and what Tepper had to say about putting some fans in the stands. I don't know about you guys, but be careful about that. Be careful about that. This whole COVID situation is not going anywhere anytime soon. Do not believe the bullshit, folks. Keep yourself safe. If you don't have to go out around people, please don't. If the state opens, congratulations. Hello, yay, state, wherever you are, keep your ass home. Right on. All right, so we're just going to jump into some news about Bank of America Stadium and the players returning to work. Kev, we'll start with you, and we'll bring on their late hitter, and we'll go from there. We're also going to talk about some. We'll talk about how comfortable we are about certain situations, or I should say, certain positions. On the old football squad, Teddy and Shaq and the new addition of Whitehead and things of that nature. So, hold on to your hats, Panther folks, Panther fans, Panther Nation. The Four-Man Rush is here. So, Kev, what have you heard about the players heading back to work?
Well, what I've heard is that the NFL had announced late last week that teams can begin reopening. Actually starting today in different areas around the country. However, as far as the Carolina Panthers is concerned, they've already put out the statement that they won't be taking part of that until June, when I think North Carolina goes to phase 2 of the process, if I'm not mistaken. And when they do return, it's going to be on a very limited basis. Says here, according to, and I want to make sure I quote this correctly, the Charlotte Observer. I'll make sure I give them a credit here. Just looking over it, they're basically saying that the group of employees allowed in Bank of America will include no more than 50% of non-player staff, which is up to 75 people per day. Only players and strength and conditioning coaches are allowed in player rehab. No other members of the coaching staff can be on site. So basically, it just seems like, anyone associated with the rehab and the players, it's going to be allowed. So you're not going to see, all 89 current players that's on the team up in there, players that's, recovering from off-season surgeries or been rehabbing since being on IR, things like that. That seems to be the type of players that will get the initial wave back into Bank of America Stadium. Basically, the NFL is aiming towards wanting to make sure that testing is available for the players to return, and everyone entering Bank of America Stadium will have to be checked, had a temperature checked, kind of like how it is when you go to any medical facility right now. Everybody coming in and out will have all their vitals checked for the COVID-19 symptoms. So it's pretty much just it's going to be the new normal here. As you know, the Panthers have been doing, like everybody else, the virtual off-season aspect of it. A lot of, Zoom meetings and things like that. Now, we have seen a couple of pictures of players getting together. I think it was released. I think you shared it, that Teddy Bridgewater and Robbie Anderson were spotted, on a practice field. I'm assuming looking over plays or whatever they've been learning through the virtual learning. So it's good that players are taking upon themselves to, slowly integrate into the nuances of the new scheme under the rule era. But overall, that's pretty much where it stands with the stadium. It just says here that Governor Roy Cooper did say that moving in phase 2, that would allow Bank of America to be one of the places that are allowed to have people to resume. So early June is when we'll start having people back at the vault.
Yeah, I'll be happy to see them folks. Be good to see them back in there. It'd be good to see them back in there. Will.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add. I mean, he's pretty much covered what was going on with the openings. I mean, I think at this point, I think this is the NFL trying to stay on schedule and see where they try to open on time and get things going as usual. But I think at this stage, man, I mean, it's hard to guess. Everything's subject to change. That's just how it's going to be up until August when camp starts. So it's really just a day by day thing with me at this point.
Yep. So all we can do is wait, folks. That's all we can do. That's all we can do is wait. Yeah, that's just how it is right now. In addition to that, Tepper, I think he was interviewed and was speaking on the possibility of having some fans in the stands. So I mean that's some good news depending on where you are in the COVID situation. There's some news, floating around that there's going to be another spike. Just in a natural way of this pandemic situation. People get back out there, and this virus might pop off. We might be doing a good enough job of keeping people quarantined, so it might not be that bad. We'll see. But according to Tepper, maybe have some people in the seats. What'd you hear, Kev?
Yeah, well, Mr. Tepper had this interview on last Wednesday. Going over this, he was speaking with, he actually appeared on CNBC, and he was being, mentioning about his opinion when it comes to fans in the stands. And he pretty much said that there's a possibility of that happening, but he said it was also based on the amount of testing available in certain areas. So I don't think he was speaking over a broad spectrum, like all 32 teams can have stands, but he just feels like in certain areas that is an option that could be a possibility. Me personally, as a fan, as a PSL owner, me personally, I'm already considering not even risking it. For me, hey, if that makes me scared, so be it. I'll live to tell about it. But overall, I just really feel like that until there's bona fide solutions for this pandemic, and as you mentioned, Tim, the fact that they're accounting for a increased spike with this in the fall. But again, me personally, why risk it? It only takes one time. And but yeah, that's pretty much what Mr. Tepper was saying, that it won't be full stadiums. I think that it's more so along the lines of having fans spaced out so many seats in between each other on certain rows and things like that. And, if you've been to a game, it's going to feel kind of weird. It's going to feel like, it's almost going to feel like Fan Fest before the Panthers got good. It's just, the before the 2015 season Fan Fest, your next neighbor, like 10 seats down, 2 rows up, what's up, bro? But, you're gonna have some. I already talked to some fans who said if they open it up, they're gonna be there. Hey, God bless you. That's what you want to do. Do what works for you. Everybody's situation is not the same. Me personally, y'all guys know I'm a disabled vet. My immune system is not as strong as it used to be due to the biological agents that enter my body. When I got injured in Iraq, so I had to take certain medications. So I'm just not willing to take that risk with there being a possibility for myself. So, but hey, anybody else that goes, hey, keep pounding for me while you're there. I'll be sitting on this couch, screaming and cussing from home.
Yeah, man. Yeah, don't be testing the waters, man. That shit ain't nothing to play with. Will, do you have anything to add?
Oh yeah, now Tepper want to be a doctor, huh? Asked him about Cam's injury. Cam not a doctor. He not a doctor. You need a doctor answer. Now all of a sudden his money at stake. Can't fill up no stadium. Oh yeah, now I'm a doctor.
Now I'm a doctor.
We gonna fill the stadium. Damn it.
He stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
He gonna find a way now.
Dr. Seuss
messing with his money now. He gonna play that doctor role now.
Oh, I know my shit.
When I see it, man. I mean, he's talking like a lot of business owners right now. They think they're gonna open up next week, and have business as usual. But I mean, like, Dr. Falkeye said, the virus determines what happens next, not you. Yep. So, I mean, we just have to wait and see how it plays out. I mean, at this stage, I'd just be happy if we can get football in empty stadiums. I mean, they had UFC on, they got NASCAR on, they got soccer on TV. And I've enjoyed all those events just like I do normally. I mean, I'm not even a NASCAR fan, and I watched it because there was nothing else on TV. And I thought it was a fun event, fans or not. So I think football will be the same way. So let's just hope for a season right now. Then we can worry about, the extracurricular stuff.
Yeah. We just gotta keep it in perspective, folks. Just gotta be patient. No, man, I don't know how to tell you, man. Just gotta be patient. And you hit a good point there, Will, about these business owners, man. It's all about paying the bills for these folks, but at the end of the day, we as individuals have to be safe. We have to put our priorities in order, and I would like to think if when the season does kick back up, I would like to be healthy enough to watch the damn thing. Just saying. So.
I'm just taking time to really let it breathe. So baby, just chill. Yeah. She love it. We out in public and we can just chill with my partners, and we can go back to my crib and just chill under covers and do we call me and you lovers.
The Four-Man Rush is brought to you by the love and respect of and for the Carolina Panthers and Carolina Panther fans everywhere. Keep pounding. The Four-Man Rush is a non-affiliate of the Carolina Panther organization. All thoughts, assessments, and content of this podcast is directly related to the Four-Man Rush exclusively. Thank you.